We are holding court in the home of the Knicks, New York City. Great to be with you. This is Kevin Harlan here with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg as 2K Sports presents this Tuesday afternoon broadcast of the NBA. And now the opening lineup for Boston, courtesy of State Farm. Ray Allen, Paul Pierce on the wings. Brandon Bass is out there with Garnett, and it's Rondo in a point. And for the Knicks, we've got Landry Fields, Chandler out there with Anthony, and there's Davis, and it's Shumpert in at the 2.
Well, you know, the cream of the crop in the Atlantic, the Boston Celtics, I mean, they've ruled the division for the last 4 seasons, ever since the trade for Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett.
It'll be the Knicks off the tip. Rondo against Davis. He's picked up by Rondo. Davis kicks to Anthony. Pulls up. It's rebounded by Bass. Well, the Celtics 13-3 last season in games against their division mates in the Atlantic. It's a good division, Steve, and the Celtics were right there. Terrific mark.
Well, the division was improved, Kevin, with the play of New York and Philadelphia, particularly in the latter part of the season. But they really dominated a year ago, as you said, 13-3. I think they will be hard-pressed to match that record this coming season against the Atlantic.
Now here's Pierce, and it's good. Pierce has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. It's stolen by Allen. And Doris Burke spoke with Mike Woodson. Doris?
Kevin, he had high praise for the defense they're up against, but didn't go so far as to say they are unbeatable. He feels he has a game plan lined up that should allow them to slowly chip away at their defensive structure and allow them to control their chances on offense. Kevin, let's see how it plays out.
Wonderful stuff, Doris. Thanks. What approach to use against the opposing D, I guess, in the front of their minds, it sounds like, Clark.
Yeah, well, it's a tall task when you take on a team as sound defensively as they are, so you just have to be sharp in your execution.
Steve?
Yeah, you got to be sharp, but you also have to attack. I mean, if you're not aggressive against this team, they're going to take control of you, and all of a sudden, they'll have control of the game.
You know, Brandon Bass, Kevin, not really a household name, but he's a nice young power forward. Consistent, steady, plays well at both ends, and even though undersized, he gets it done inside.
And Brandon Bass, for a power forward, Steve, has a nice face-up game.
Well, that's the strength of his game, guys. You know, the way he can knock down that mid-range jump shot. He'll turn and catch and face, get you in that triple threat position, and then rise up and knock down that jump shot.
To stop the run, that drops.
Now they gave him just a little bit too much breathing room there.
And here's Rondo.
With that one, boy, they got the crowd buzzing there.
A pretty perfect play all around.
What a fantastic dunk to finish it off, too.
And the Knicks with the ball. 6-point game. Allen gets the reach-in call. That is his first foul of the game.
First personal foul, team starts.
Here's Anthony. It's rebounded by Rondo.
Well, with good defense down low, that's a shot he's not going to convert very often.
Outside, Pierce. And it's good coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. 8 points for Paul Pierce.
And they're on fire. They've made 4 straight shots to get this thing going.
Shumpert passes to Carmelo. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Anthony's got his first points in this one. Throws up the alley-oop. Oh!
And those points are made possible by that perfect entry pass.
And the Knicks with the ball. They trail by 9 points. And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
They need to make some adjustments because he's absolutely scorching.
Well, obviously a huge talent infusion for the Knicks a season ago when they picked up Carmelo Anthony and signed Amari Stoudemire as a free agent, and that helped them play well within their division. They went 10-6 in the Atlantic last year.
Boston on D. They have a 9-point lead. Gets it to go. 5 points in the game.
Excellent find there on that inbound. Really good execution.
Steve, kind of jumping off, we were talking about strong divisional play. That's always a place to start. Home wins, Clark, obviously important, but you got to win within your division.
Yeah, you've got to take care of business in that area, Kevin. I mean, you look at the records, they dropped 3 or 4 of those games, and all of a sudden they're on the outside looking in.
4 on the clock. Fields with the steal.
And look at how quickly he got his hands in the way of that pass. Defense just swung wide open for him there. Easy shot.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they didn't put up any resistance at all.
Here's Rondo. Allen for 3. Basket is good. The assist from Rondo. Rondo's got 4 assists in the game. Here's Anthony. That's in there. Davis with the assist.
That was all about the assist there. Just a beautiful feed.
Outside Rondo. In low to Garnett. Deflects the pass. Chandler with the steal.
Now, part of the reason they are where they are is that they have taken care of the ball for the most part. And that steal led to that easy transition basket.
You know, Steve, they've got those guys reeling a little bit right now.
Rondo kicks to Pierce. Goes up. The shot will not go. Anthony with the defensive effort. And here's the break. Fields can't get it to go.
Well, sometimes he really lacks the confidence he needs when he's driving to the basket.
And then Pierce with the dunk. A replay here. The Sprite Slam Cam showing us how it's done.
Well, that's a dunk you will not see very often. You won't pass that one by.
No doubt about that.
I wish he would, though. Can never see too many of those.
Anthony with it. Pass on him. That's tipped. It's stolen by Rondo.
Well, that was not an easy play, but he made it look routine. That was a ferocious Facebook finish.
It's easy to forget he plays the point, isn't it?
Well, he still looks to pass first, but if nothing's there, he will not hesitate to take it up strong to the hoop.
Here's Anthony following the bucket by the Celtics. Pass to Davis. 6 to shoot. Fields. Here's Anthony. He takes it up and lays it in. Anthony's got 6.
Well, that makes 5 of their last 6 makes coming from inside. Yeah, really.
Well, I'll bet his teammates love playing with him. He's distributing the ball perfectly.
Well, he keeps everybody happy, and you know what? The assist numbers don't lie.
And the Knicks with the ball. 8-point game. Shumpert passes to Carmelo. Straight up. Excellent D there from Garnett.
Terrific defense at the rim. They got right in his path.
You know, that's part of what great defenders do. They get not only in your path, but in your head a little bit, too.
And the jam by Rajon Rondo.
Wow, hot start offensively.
Racing out to that quick lead. I mean, they're scoring and shooting with a lot of confidence.
The Knicks making a switch here.
Well, I thought Rondo played well for the Celtics in their postseason run last spring. I thought he picked up and elevated his production from the regular season and had a pretty strong playoff run.
Yeah, and back to Rondo, Clark. Actually upped his scoring totals during the playoffs from about 10 points, a contest to 14. First round against the Knicks, 19 and 12. Terrific. And then I'm sure you remember the gruesome dislocation of the left elbow.
That was hard to watch.
And what guts to come back and play in that series.
Yeah, he's a tough little hombre.
Steve, you had to appreciate that performance.
Oh, boy, he was really something to watch, Kevin. With that injury, to continue to compete in that series against Miami, you could tell he was hurting, but he still brought it every night. And he gave a great performance given what he was going through.
Shumpert passes to Fields. Great ball movement from the arc. And again, New York with the triple.
Getting out in transition, guys. They're coming fast and furious.
They've got the D gasping for breath here with 7 straight fast break points now, Steve. A bit of a wobbly start for him. Seems unable to keep a hold of the ball.
Yeah, he needs to settle down right now. 3 turnovers already.
And the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
Look at how they've been scoring the basketball, and it's really fun to watch them because all the baskets are coming off assists.
Well, keep that in mind. I mean, they're a much more efficient team when they make that extra pass. When they get in trouble, it's when they're taking quick shots.
Knocked loose, out of bounds. And they retain possession.
Nice defense, poking that one out of bounds.
You know, just a nanosecond quicker, and they would have been going the other way.
Here's Douglas. He's covered by Rondo. Here's Chandler. Makes it off the glass. Chandler's got his first bucket in this one.
You know, if their plan was to keep going inside a ton, it sure has paid off. I mean, it seems like every bucket they get is in the lane.
Well, no reason to take an outside shot if you're scoring at will from inside the paint. You got to wonder about the effort defensively. They did not get back there.
Yeah, you know what? A beautiful finish one way or the other, though.
Harrelson, he's guarded by Bass. Launches it. Douglas can't hit. Celtics leading by 4. Lobs the alley-oop pass. Oh! Man!
Well, maybe the play of the game right there.
An alley-oop slam is always going to be at the top of the list there, Clark.
Yeah.
You're right.
That's one of my favorite plays in basketball, guys.
It's stolen by Bass.
Already 4 turnovers, and we're not even halfway through the first quarter yet.
Yeah, very, very sloppy play. It's really holding them back, Clark.
The shot by Pierce will not go.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
Yeah, not enough defensive coverage there to prevent him from firing that time. But, yeah, I think if he's open, he's got to let that thing fly.
Here's Allen. No good. And New York takes it the other way. Poked away. About 3.5 minutes left here in the opening quarter. Outside, Fields. Offensive rebound. Second shot opportunity. The shot's good from Douglas. Douglas has got his second bucket.
Been a little too easy for them inside, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think so, Steve. I mean, they've really dictated the action in the paint. That's been their focus, and the defense hasn't mounted much resistance at all.
A different look for New York. Novak's checked in, and J.R. Smith's subbed in for Landry Fields. Here's Pierce. 14 points for him. Shoots the 3, and that one's good. Pierce has got 17.
We see very few mistakes from him at that end of the floor.
Harrelson, guarded by Garnett. Douglas for 3. That is good. 7 points in the game. Celtics leading by 4. Makes the alley-oop pass. New York with the ball. Trailing by 4. Smith. Shumpert. It's Novak from outside. And the rebound goes to Rajon Rondo. Here comes Paul Pierce. He's got 17. The quick look, no good that time. Now Douglas. 4-point game.
Well, you look at the Celtics a season ago, they went 23-18 on the road, and well, that would be a good mark for most teams. That was Boston's worst road record in the last 4 years. It's been a complete game for him, hasn't it?
Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, he's been in the middle of everything going on.
For 3, Pierce. No good. And New York takes it the other way. Steve was talking about that Celtics road record. You think, Clark, that is something to be concerned about, 23-18 away?
Kevin, you know, probably not. I mean, on their overall record, they gained 6 wins from the previous season. If there's any concern for the Celtics, it's probably the question of age and how much do the big three have left in the tank? But it is interesting when you think about it. Last year, when they felt, the year before rather, when they got to the NBA Finals, they didn't feel concerned about not having home court advantage in the Eastern Conference because they had been so good on the road.
Sure.
So that could have maybe put a little chink in their armor in last season's play.
Pierce is whistled for reaching in. That is his first foul of the game. .102 left to play in the first quarter. Shot, high post, and there's another one for the Knicks.
Both sides really coming out of the gate firing here.
Guys, they look like they were raring to go in this one. A lot of offense early on.
To the paint.
It's really been an ugly game for him as he continues to give the ball away on offense, guys.
Rondo gets called for the reach. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point.
You know, I think in Tony Douglas, the Knicks got a great find in the 2009 draft. He was the 29th pick. Pretty gutty defender, but a terrific scorer.
Both good from the line that time. Clark talking about Tony Douglas on a Florida State, a combo guard, Steve, and he's not a great playmaker yet, but he does do a great job of limiting his turnovers.
Well, he understands his limitations as a point guard, but he really focuses on his outside shot offensively. He's shooting about 38% from long range for his career, and a guy who can get extremely hot pretty much any time. Very streaky shooter.
Novak outside. Ray Allen pulls it in. And it's the Celtics with the ball. Trailing by 2. Here's Bass. Drops in the layup for 2. Bass has got 10 points. And here's the fast break. Here's Allen. Rips down the breakaway slam.
As soon as they forced that turnover, they really attacked the rim. I like that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought that was the highlight of the sequence.
Here's Douglas. The three is launched. Unbelievable shot at the buzzer.
Boy, this guy just as calm as can be, even with the clock ticking down.
And so